And there was literally a sign on the door that said, be in a movie, $80 a day, call this number. And it was Stu Siegel Productions. So I was like,
What productions?
Stu Siegel.
Stu Siegel.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a local San Diego production company.
Okay, cool.
So I called the number and they told me they were filming a movie at Burn Oaks, which is my home track. And this was all news to me. And I was like, okay. And they wanted to see a picture of my gear and my bike. And I sent them all that. And they told me just to be out there on a Monday morning. They're going to film this movie. So I go rolling into the track, and it was just like you do now when you roll into set. There was honey wagons and you know, the camera truck, the grip trailer, and I was just kind of in awe. And they had the track.
It's overwhelming the first time, right?
So
it's
overwhelming. And they had the track completely done up and all prepped and watered, and they had the fake pits, and it looked like a real professional race. And my eyes got all big, and wow, this is a big deal.
Yeah. Cool.
And it was like, oh, you guys are on this movie? And they're like, yeah. And how'd you get in? And I'm like, I just called this number. And they were all excited. And this is where I got my first entrance of knowing what a movie was like, because my first introduction onto how a movie worked actually happened to go get breakfast, because I was there basically as an extra, and that was the stunt team. So they thought I was a stuntman. I went to go get breakfast with them. I gave her my name, and she's like, you're not on the list. And the guys were kind of staring at me, and she realized that I was background. So she put me in the other line with the background. And then at lunch, they had, I believe it was Castillo, had walked over to me and was like, hey, we're going to ride at lunch. So started getting ready and started getting going. And the same PA with the microphone came over and told me that I wasn't allowed to ride because I was background. And as the guys started going out, the stunt coordinator was David Barrett. And so he was a huge motocross guy, and he knew me by name. And he came up to me and asked if I was going to ride. And I told him I didn't get to because I was background. And he was the one that was like, no, you can ride. And, you know, did my thing. And when I came back to the truck, I was taking my helmet off and stuff. The director, Steve Boyum, and David Barrett walked up and asked me if I wanted to be in the movie. They laughed, and they told me, like, no, would you like to join the stunt team? I didn't know. And I was just like kind of confused still. And then David looked at me and said, hey, your pay goes from $80 to, like, I think the daily was $616 at the time. And I remember just me being the funny guy that I'm like, do I get the good breakfast too? And they're just like, they're like, yes, you can go to the good breakfast. And I'm like, can I go to that tent and get snacks? And they were just laughing. And I'm like, I'm in.